Alright guys, this video I have two replays from the European Union tech tree. One of them is a Progetto 65 game and the other one is an Emil 2 game, both of the auto reloading tanks in the tech tree, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, so this is a Progetto 65 replay. This is the Italian tier 10 medium tank. It's one of the two auto reloaders in the game. The other auto reloader is the Cronon. I'll probably have an Emil 2 replay in this video. I'm just doing both auto reloaders. Anyway, these work by putting one shell into the autoloader at a time. They have lower DPM than regular tanks and regular autoloaders, but they build their DPM over time, and you can clip something out and then continue to shoot it, so you're already up at a 3-shot advantage by the time you put in your first regular shot. So it makes things a little bit interesting when you play them. But anyway, how the game is working here, we have everybody going right side, so I'm going to go far corner because I have support from the mid. I will have a contest over there between three mediums. They have a platoon of Skoda T50s. They are the new Czechoslovakian tier 9 autoloader. They do 310, they have 3 shots in the magazine, and you cannot HE them from the side, only from the rear. There's also an Object 140 who was in my old clan's second clan, so shout out to him, I guess. And then they have 2 tank destroyers that are most likely going to be in this bush here. So that is what I'm thinking when I see this, and I'm thinking their heavies will either come this way or go mid or sit in the bush if they're bad at the game, so we'll see. Anyway, I get here, I don't take that shot because I don't want to screw up the auto reloading system if they rush me, because they can both just rush me, and I want them to rush me right here. I wait for him to look away, and pump 2 shots into him here. He's focused on something else. But I can see that what they're trying to do with their platoon is make something really aggressive and try to rush someone. So I'm like, there would be no reason for them to go corner if that's not what they're thinking. So I'm trying to bait them into it by staying spotted here because there's a 183 behind me, and I want them to get like taken out of the game. So a heavy tank hits one of them, and then I try to shoot him because he's lowest and he's not even looking at me. So the 183 shoots that one. I missed the one I was aiming for and kill that one. And before he finishes me off, I kill him. And then I go back to this rock and reload my shells. But when I go back to this rock, I see it. You'll see it in a second. That right there. I see that shell hit the rock. So I'm like, okay, where's that from? And I spot the E75, and that's where it's from. So then I see the Foch rushing me. I'm like, okay. And he drives way too fast. He's probably not too experienced with the Foch. He should take the corner slower. He gets absolutely clapped by the 183 as well, and I finish him off. And I'm expecting to die from the 140, but he doesn't shoot me either. So now I can hide right in here, and this is safer than where I was before, because now I know the Foch isn't going to kill me, the Waffenträger isn't going to kill me, and the Foch can serve as cover against the E75. For some reason this object is not rushing me. The object, if he had just rushed me where my barrel's pointing at that wall right there, so that he could put the building between him and the 183, then he could have easily killed me, and that could have changed the outcome of the game. Because he would also have crossfire from this position, because this position's pretty strong. As you can see, I can put shots into the mid as well, which changed that E75's game. But anyway, I'm just going to sit here and wait, because if I push into the object, he's full health, I'm on a one-shot. There's no way I'm coming out on top of that. Progetto has slightly bouncy armor, but you know, he's a good player, and he's not going to bounce me twice. So now I just have to wait, because you know, no one's inclined to make a move. And as I'm waiting here, this Leo PTA does something that a Leo PTA should not do, and rushes a full health Object 140. I don't know if he's expecting my help or what, but I'm not going in there because the object will just shoot me instead. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know why he didn't just peek right there and kill me, because then he would have killed me, and then he would kill the object. And, I mean the Leo PTA. And then he doesn't have any medium tanks to worry about, and only a 183, and he could have a call ban up metal. But instead of doing that, he keeps shooting the Leo PTA, which it is a viable option since he didn't take any shots from me while he was killing the Leo PTA. He would have changed, the scenario would have been the same if he had just killed me. He may have taken a little bit more damage from the Leo, but he should have rushed me here at least. So that's why I'm waiting behind the rock, because I think he's between the wall and the rock at this point. He doesn't do it until it's too late. He's not even looking at me. I take a strack off and it points his gun the wrong direction, and I get the damage assist because I got the track when the 183 finishes him. So yeah, he could have had a call ban. I was there. Maybe not a call ban. It might have been a draw because the 183 is full HP. but you know, if you get behind him, it's game over for him. Anyway, I just thought that replay was kind of exciting. I don't do very well in the progetto, so I don't have hugely successful games in it, but getting rushed by 3 tanks and getting some awesome tank destroyer support is pretty cool to watch. So here we have another auto reloading tank, the Emil 2. This is the tier 9 Swedish tank. It's the same European Union tech tree as the progetto 65, the other auto reloading tank in the game. I am playing this because I want to grind to the Kronvon, so that's a very good tier 10 tank. Things about the tank, it's got really bad traverse speed and speed in general, but the reverse speed is a perk. Most tanks that are not very mobile don't have good reverse speed, but it kind of gets made up for in that aspect on this tank. It has bad turret armor at tier 10, bad hull armor at tier 10, but the whole side armor is pretty good because the tracks, I think they're more effective thickness than most tracks in the game. I'm not sure if that's correct. I know it is on PC. I don't know about Blitz, but assuming it is, that helps. I don't risk this shot here because I wanted to get the second round in before I pushed up, because I didn't want to get to this upper corner with only 2 shells in my tank. But anyway, this thing, I actually like it a lot. A lot of people don't like it just because it doesn't have the armor, but I find that it is more fun than the Emil 2, because the Emil 2, I just like the AMX 5100 better. I mean the Emil 1, not the Emil 2, this is the Emil 2. But I don't really use the armor as much as I'd assume other people do, because, you know, I'm expecting to get penned, and I do get penned there. But, you know, I'm not playing very smart at the beginning of this game, neither is this 263. He kind of pushes me into that state of mind. You can see him playing this one on mobile as well with the auto aim following. The 263 there, he shouldn't have done that, but I shouldn't have accepted what he was doing. I should have just fallen into here earlier. But anyway, he's gonna die for it. That's okay. They lose a tier 10. He didn't even kill me, so it's more than an even trade. But anyway, I'm gonna push up to get some shots into this IS-7. And the cool thing about this tank, like I said, the reverse speed is good. So I can get these shots off and then reverse out of the way, and especially since he's side scraping, it's going to take him a while to set up to like chase me, and I'm already going to be gone because my reverse speed is good. Then I see the Waffentrigger that's peeking the corner. I load HE, go hold down, load the 3rd shell and hit his gun barrel, and then load the next one, bounce his shot. I actually was not expecting to bounce that. I was expecting him to survive on like 50 HP, which I would have been fine with because we're winning and I just want my damage, and I'm not trying to go for like crazy games in this tank. I'm just trying to grind through the line, get my XP and get out, you know. But anyway, I load AP at the turret because I didn't realize he was facing the other direction. HE his rear, and yet again reverse speed plus his damaged engine. He's not able to chase me and I can get out of there. And that's one of the things that you'll notice when you're playing against Kronvons and Emils 1 and 2. They peek you and then they disappear really quickly, and that's because of the reverse speed. Especially when you're boosted. A lot of people go hold down and then you're boosted by the hill when you reverse, so you basically just disappear off the opponent's screen, which is a really interesting factor I did not realize about the tank until recently. It was before I started playing it, but when I started playing it, it became something that I can use to my advantage. And that tank in front of me too, the 268, that also has great reverse speed, and that's one of the things that I like about that tank as well. You can really get out of trouble quickly with it. Well, that was just a Mil 2 game. It's probably the best Mil 2 game that I've had so far. It gets penned in the turret. I should have panned the camera to show, but you know, it's not the Kronvon. It doesn't have effective turret armor at tier 10, so if you're trying to use this as a way to learn how to play the Emil 2, you gotta play it like any other tier 9 heavy tank other than the E75 pretty much, because you just don't have the armor to work with, but you have burst potential, which is something that tanks like the 5120 have that makes them great, so you can work with it. I like the tank a lot. That's almost 4k damage at first class. Before I end this video, I just want to point out a few things. First of all, this is how I'm running my Emil 2. I have no equipment, not even full provisions, no camo, and I don't even have the engine, because I just want to blow past this thing and get to the Kronvon. Also, this engine has, I think it's only a slightly worse power to weight. Yeah, it's 0.3 worse power to weight than the Kronvon, so I'm just trying to get used to how the Kronvon will be. If I get the better engine, it's gonna be slower when I get to tier 10, and I don't want that. But Anyway, I want to like explain how auto reloaders should be used, in my opinion at least. I might be wrong, but whatever, this is how it works for me. You have a really low DPM with these tanks. So in order to counteract that, what you have to do is when you push, you have to initially pen your 3 shots. It's okay if you trade for those 3 shots, but then after that, you just keep single firing the one tank that you shoot at. So you have to single out somebody that's alone, or you're holding a ridge line and you single out one tank and just tunnel them and keep shooting them, and that's the way to like get your DPM back, because you're gonna kill them before they kill you if you pen your 3 initial shots and then single fire the last shot, even if you're trading with them, which you probably shouldn't do because you can get this thing hold down and not trade. So it's just, that's how you play this one too, except it's a little bit different because you're not going to be able to kill things very easily because you don't have that alpha. This thing just 1200 initially, so you know that's almost half the HP of an IS-4. This thing you still want to do the same thing. You want to clip out and then single fire, and then when you don't have shots, you just start to build up your DPM again with reloading the shells, and then when you peek out again, you can unload all of them, and don't be worried about unloading all of them. If you've got 2 ready to go and you want to peek out and you fire those 2, you're good to go. But if someone has their rear to you, don't shoot all 3 and then load up all 3. You shoot all 3 and then shoot the last one and keep shooting the last one, and that's the way to deal with it. Because if you waste time reloading, the situation might change. Even if you have better DPM and a different shell, you just want to keep shooting while you have shots after you unload the initial 3. So that's just a little explanation of how I view playing these tanks, and I think it's pretty spot on for how you're supposed to do it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.